May I now request the next speaker, Mr. Mohammad Maiman from Institutional of Educational Development, the Aga Khan University.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. I would like to begin with one impression, or I would like to dispel, that impression that, I think that we have been talking about criticizing, education system that should be, but we have to be very careful. We have to look at, global situation as well. It's not really Sindh or Pakistan, but I think this is the really deterioration. If you look at the overall, global education system across the world or across the globe, you will find, deterioration. But having said that we should not be, sitting and then really thinking about education. I think we have to do a lot, So I thought that I could share with you that, our situation in Sindh is not very promising, but, we should not be happy as well. We have to do something. But what I have done, I would try to avoid, putting, education statistics and the number. But I thought that I could really, just give you some food for thought, raising, some questions, and then I have prepared a very brief presentation to share with you. That let us look at the past. I think why we are facing, present situation. There must be something wrong. And what was that wrong? Let us really try to identify. I would like to begin with this statement. I think this seems, that's a very, very, very thought-provoking, very reflective. That when we are talking about 21st century, and this is really, this is Sana's focus, emphasis, that the 21st century is not really going to ask you that how many people are going to be literate, But I think there's a very, very deep, message that we have to, and somebody talked about, we are so obsessed with our old ideas and our old, those ideologies. We can't really go beyond them, So we need to really start with the unlearning and relearning. Next, please. Now let us look at, here's the vision from our founder of Pakistan, that he talked about, sound education system, and that, that's what we talked about in 1947. And now we are in 2012, we are still talking about, correcting education system, and we have failed miserably. Why is it so? Next, please. Let us talk about, this was our perhaps, first education minister that talked about the education is not really in academic terms, but he was talking about, education in a very cohesive, very coherent, and very integrated, the fashion of education, where he wanted to really have education that can promote. And today, we are talking about the democracy. And the Fazlur Rahman, the first minister of education, he talked about in 1947, where we had a conference right away in Karachi. And he talked about, education should enable us, to promote, social justice and democracy, and up till now we have not been able to achieve that. Next, please. Now let us look at, this is not the critique, by Dr. Maiman or Dr. Lagari or someone else, but this is the critique by the government. In 1947, as soon as, we got separation, the critique was that this system that, we inherited is not going to help us. We need to really come up with a viable system. Next, please, here. Now, this is the international critique on education. As I said earlier, while I was starting, this is not a situation with just Sindh and Pakistan. This is a situation with across the world that we are still talking about schooling. We are not talking about education. So the one question that I would like to, food for thought, I would like to leave with you, that if you would like to continue with the present, the paradigm of, education, perhaps, we will just be talking about, problems rather than solutions. Next, please, here. In the past, I think here is the problem, that our approach was very, very traditional approach, where I am talking about the globe started, facing problems. They started, putting correct, measures. And rather than we started putting correct, measures, we started messing up with the system. And today, I think that our young generation is not going to forgive us. After 64 years, we are still talking about, improving our literacy and numeracy skills. We don't have a sound, basis of education where people can really go and move to the higher education. And then here, the paradigms that we are talking about, all those, reforms that I just, listed down, some of them, they were really driven by the old paradigm. The old paradigm was that, we need to develop, students as a consumer of knowledge, so they can really memorize, thing and reproduce in the examination and pass examination, and then they should be happy to move forward. I think that's the really second, that's the mistake that, we made, Next, please. Now the challenges of education reform that, I have listed down. I don't want to really, just focus on. I would like to move because of the time constraints. Please, next year. Critique on education reform. Again, that I would like to share with you one. This is the recent information. This is the study done by, the McKinsey and company, and somebody talked about, Dubai, but they have been operating, from Dubai, and they did, a study across the world. And this study gives you a true picture that all over the globe, number of reforms, that have been initiated, but only few succeeded, So I think we are not exceptional. That's the point I would like to, but I'm not saying that we should not really think about education. Next, please, here. Yeah, I would like to skip, that. Now here, I think before you bring about change, you need to really ask yourself, why should I change, system? Where I'm going to be? And here, this is the really Robert Frost, quote. I like it, personally like it, that, before you really put off, fence, you have to really ask yourself, why did you put it in the beginning? We just, start dismantling, systems, and there's no end, And this practice has led us, to creating, this mess that, today we are facing. So that's the third issue that I would like to raise with you, or leave with you without thinking or rethinking. Please don't mess up, that's the things. Next. Rationale for paradigm shift in education. Why should we be thinking about paradigm shift in education? I think that's this morning, everyone talked about. I don't want to repeat, those things, but I think that the education system hasn't really delivered well, There are capacity issues, there are, teachers issues, and somebody earlier, this morning talked about teachers, passion and etc. These are the things that, I have listed down, that perhaps, these require paradigm shift in education, that the present education system is not going to make us, forward. Next, please, yeah. Next. Now here, I think the solution, we are talking about the best good governance, we are talking about the management, finance, and etc. Everything is very important. These are the key imperatives for making, system, functional or efficient. But I think this is the really point, this is the fourth point that I would like to leave with you, and I tend to agree, this with the study, that in order to run your good education system, you need, three things, And these three things are not really rocket science. These are just, things that, we can understand and we can operate. The one thing is getting right people to become, teachers. Let us ask, this. Some of us or many of us are, working as a teacher at various, level. And who are working, today as, teachers. That's number one. Number two, developing teachers as a reflective practitioners. Today's, teachers are more instructors rather than, teachers who have been reflecting and taking care of, there's no resilience among the teachers. Teachers, they are not really thinking about, students, There was a time that the teachers were most concerned about the students, overall, well-being. Today, teachers are more concerned about something else rather than students, the well-being. The third thing, this morning somebody talked about, unfortunately, urban and rural divide and girls and, the boys, divide that we are talking about now, and they have not been able to benefit from effective pedagogy of, this education. And that the pedagogy is not, I am talking about the pedagogy that, we use in the classroom. I am talking about the pedagogy as a paradigm, shift. Is a way of communication, a way of, thinking, is a way of, practice, is a way of taking care of, their students. And I'm sure, if these are the three principles, if we could start with, this could be our beginning. I think that I'm not saying we should stop here, but let us, start working on these principles, integrate, with our system. I can assure you that, we can move. I would like to take, 1 minute more, please, Nick. Now, here, this morning, again, my first speaker, talked about, number of things I won't, repeat, but I think that's if we would like to make things happen in future and secured our young generations, future, then we need to really, bring about, education reforms underlying, this new paradigm. And the new paradigm that, this I talk about, we have to start thinking about the restructuring rather than just, correcting, measures, bringing, things, here and there. We need to really do a soul searching in order to renovate, this education system, where it could be teacher education, where it could be, school system, it could be, instructional approaches, it could be curriculum. Today's, curriculum. To be very frank, the curriculum, there's no wrong. Nothing is wrong, with the curriculum. Is the wrong? What is the wrong? Is the wrong with, our teachers. They have not been able to translate into practice, So these are the ways and ways and the choices that I would like to really leave with you. And I can assure you, based on my own experience, research experience, working with a number of organizations, I think we can really bring about transformation in education system. Education reform strategies. I think here we are talking about the system levels changes rather than programs, level changes. And then here I'm suggesting number of, measures in order to bring about, reforms at the system level. So we have to really see the reform from holistic point of view rather than, from the isolation or the segmented point of view. So we need to really look at, finally, next please here. Next. Here, before we bring about reforms, I would like to share with you, these are the minimum conditions for the success, If we take care of, these success conditions, I can assure you, I think we can make a move, Final thing that I would like to really share with you, that is, I think this is our favorite, philosopher and scientist, next, I think many of you have heard him or reading his work, but I would like to share with you that don't try to solve the problems quickly. Quick fix or one size, fits all never worked. Up till now, we have been doing that. Let us really say goodbye to one size fits all. Let us look at how the solution, across the problem, evolves rather than imposing, the solution, on the people. Thank you very much.